Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live from RTD channel. The top stories of tonight are DP World has suffered a legal setback following an unfavorable ruling by the London Court of International Arbitration. RTD journalists receive a training on covering the cervical cancer vaccination campaign. And in the world news, Donald Trump proposes a ceasefire plan to end the conflict in Gaza. Welcome back in our newsroom. On the occasion of China's National Day, the President of the Republic, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, sent a message of congratulations to President Xi Jinping, wishing him a good health and happiness along with continued prosperity and well-being for the friendly people of China. In his message, President Guelleh praised China as a global superpower known for its advanced technological expertise, which has fueled the country's industrial growth and overall development. He also expressed satisfaction with the growing strength of Djibouti-China relations, calling them a source of prosperity across all sectors. Djibouti and China today stands as a successful model of cooperation between the two nations of different sizes, said President Guelleh. He added that the elevation of their ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership will further enhance collaboration, mutual support, and solidarity between the two friendly countries. The government of Djibouti welcomes U.S. President Donald Trump's effort to achieve an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and work toward a lasting peace in the region. Djibouti supports any plan that ends the conflict, rebuild Gaza, prevent displacement of Palestinians, and protect the West Bank from annexation. The country is committed to a peaceful solution that ensures humanitarian aid, fair security measures, and a sustainable rebuilding process in Gaza following international law and the two-state solution. This includes creating an independent Palestinian state within the 1967 borders, with the East Jerusalem as its capital, living peacefully alongside Israel. Djibouti believes peace is important for the region to be safe and grow. It is ready to support efforts to make peace happen. And we continue with this. Djibouti welcomes international arbitration decision in port dispute. The Republic of Djibouti welcomes the arbitration ruling issued on September 29, 2025 by the London Court of International Arbitration. This final and binding decision marks a significant victory for Djibouti and Djibouti Port Company in their dispute with Dubai Ports World. Dubai Ports World had asked for nearly $1 billion in damage from Djibouti Port Company related to the ending of the Dorale Continental Terminal contract in February 2018. The judge said that Djibouti Port Company, which is a private company, was not involved in ending the contract. This was a decision made by the government of Djibouti. So, Djibouti Port Company is not responsible for the money Dubai Port World asked for. Because of this, Dubai Port World's claim was rejected. The court also told Dubai Port was to pay all the costs of the arbitration, including $1.85 million for Djibouti Port Company's legal fees. This decision supports Djibouti's right and stops Dubai Port World's attempt to use unfair legal and media pressure against Djibouti's government and port companies. The government of Djibouti says again that only a direct agreement between Dubai Port World and Djibouti, respecting both sides and the country's control over its port, can solve this dispute. The Republic of Djibouti urges UN reform and global action during UNGA 18th session. At the 80th UN General Assembly, Djibouti's permanent representative Mohamed Ziad Douali painted a picture of a world in a crisis but still capable of renewal through a reform multilateral system. Marking the upcoming 80th anniversary of the UN Charter, he acknowledged the UN's achievement in decolonization, human rights, and global health. However, he warned that the organization risks becoming ineffective due to Security Council paralysis and the frequent use of veto power. Mr. Douali called for concrete progress on the common agenda and the pact for the future, including ethical use of artificial intelligence, gender equality, youth rights, and fairer global governance. He addressed ongoing conflict in Ukraine, the Sahel, and Sudan, but focused strongly on Gaza, denouncing what he described as a daily massacre of children, a famine used as a weapon, and acts of genocide highlighted in a recent UN report. He did not fail to accuse Israel of systematically violating international law and undermining any prospect of a viable Palestinian state. Djibouti reaffirmed its unwavering support for a two-state solution, turning to global economics. Ambassador Douali noted that in 2023, low and middle-income countries spent $1.4 trillion on debt servicing, more than it on health or education. He finally stressed that none of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are on track to be achieved by 2030. We come back now to the country where the Ministry of Health trains journalists on cervical cancer awareness. Today, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, together with the Director General of Radio Television of Djibouti, led a training session for more than 15 RTD reporters. The initiative is part of the National Awareness Campaign on cervical cancer and the upcoming introduction of the human papillomavirus vaccine in Djibouti. The opening ceremony was attended by senior RTD officials and health ministry representatives, reflecting strong institutional support for public health and media engagement. The training aimed to equip media professionals with the knowledge and tools to report accurately and sensitively on health issues, especially those affecting women and girls. The Ministry of Health reaffirmed its commitment to working closely with the media to ensure clear, inclusive, and evidence-based communication. Taking the floor, the Director General of Djibouti Radio and Television, Adan Abdi Jama, did not fail to emphasize the importance of the training workshop for RTD journalists. He explained that they were honored to invite participants to take part in this training, which aims to enhance the skills and knowledge of RTD journalists about the workshop focus on cervical cancer. He noted that this topic is of a great importance and stressed the need to bring together journalists, presenters, and professionals to share knowledge and experience on these critical issues. He highlighted the goal of raising awareness among women and their families through appropriate messages delivered via programs, reports, announcements, an awareness campaign to protect them and draw attention to this risk. The Director General of RTD encouraged participants to make the most of the training and assured that RTD will always stand alongside the Ministry of Health. For his part, the Secretary General for the Ministry of Health, Mohammed Ali Mohammed, highlighted the importance of the workshop in his speech. He stated that the Djibouti Radio and Television is a very important partner for the ministry as it plays a key role in delivering information and helping the population understand the health challenges facing the country. He explained that the focus today is on cervical cancer, which remains a major public health issue for women. He referred to the presentations that showed how many cases of cervical cancer are diagnosed each year. He also pointed out that cervical cancer and breast cancer are the two leading diseases causing significant harm, especially among women. Still with the national news, Djibouti provides aid to survivors of attacked Dutch ship. Djibouti Port and Free Zones Authority today assisted 18 survivors from the Dutch flag ship known as Minerva Gretsch, which was attacked at sea. Durban was the ship's last port of call before it passed through Djibouti's multipurpose Dorale port. Its next destination was Jebel Ali. The Minerva Gretsch was carrying 1,077.81 tons of mixed cargo, including vehicles, trailers, and containers. The ship sank in the Gulf of Aden, injuring 3 people but causing no loss of life. This rescue operation highlights Djibouti's key role in ensuring maritime safety and providing assistance along one of the world's busiest shipping routes. And still with the national news for the general elections held in Seychelles from September 25th to 27, 2025, the International Organization of La Francophonie sent an election observation mission at the invitation of the country's electoral commission, led by former French ambassador André Perrin. The mission included several French-speaking experts, among them Ileya Ismail Gidi, a Jewish MP and a representative of the Francophone Parliamentary Assembly. The delegation arrived in Victoria on September 22nd and met key stakeholders in the electoral process. They observed voting across several islands. The Directorate General of Education officially launched the ambitious School for All program under the supervision of its Director General Lula Ali. Supported by the technical expertise of the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA, the program aims to significantly improve student learning through enhanced school governance and close cooperation with the local communities. Key outcomes include establishing democratically formed school management committees in all public primary schools to take concrete action to improve education quality, strengthening monitoring and experience sharing through the creation of SMC union and regular forums for communication and mutual support, and piloting new teaching methods developed with local communities. And as part of the program, 3-day training courses are organized for educational advisors to prepare them to train and supervise school principals in effectively implementing educational assessment committees. Additional training will help principals create sustainable and effective evaluation committees. An active participation in these trainings is very important for the program's success. Together, the goal is a more inclusive and equitable school system focused on every student's success. The Regional Integration Logistic Facilitation Conference between Djibouti and Ethiopia, which began yesterday at the Isla Gwen Hotel under the patronage of the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mohamed Oussama Diriye, continued today with a session on multiple topics. The first session focused on aligning logistics and customs procedures and steps to boost the trade between the two countries. The Director of Trade, Mr. Abdulrahman, proposed measures to simplify procedures and increase operational efficiency. The second session addressed infrastructure development, highlighting opportunities and challenges in logistics services. Participants discussed actions needed to transform the sector into a driver of growth and regional economic integration. The operation director opened the session by presenting concrete working mechanism. And as part of its commitment to fair and transparent trade, the Ministry of Trade and Tourism began distributing price display boards this morning to members of the Fruits and Vegetable Union at Riyadh Market. The prize boards were handed over by Abdi Farah, Director of Internal Trade, and Mahdi Ige, Technical Advisor to the Ministry of Trade. This material aimed to provide clear information to consumers, promote market transparency, and strengthen trust between seller and buyers. The initiative is very important to protect the purchasing power of Djiboutian families. The ministry also assures consumers that regular and unannounced inspections are carried out nationwide by a specialized inspection team. These checks ensure compliance with laws and regulation and protect consumers from unfair trade practices. And as part of the Sustainable and Inclusive Roads Service Project, the Regional Council of Tajura welcomed a delegation from the Regional Council of Dakhil led by Mahdi Hussein. The Regional Council President Omar Hussein Wamni received the delegation. The meeting, let's recall, featured a workshop focused on exchanging expertise in road and waste management, fostering cooperation between different regions. The workshop brought together stakeholders from civil society, local community leaders, neighborhood heads, women's group, and trusted partners such as UNICEF and the International Organization for Migration, IOM. Today, the city of the region of Dakhil is recognized as a successful model of participatory waste management and close collaboration between the regional council and residents has made keeping the city clean a shared responsibility. The regional council president, let's recall, Wamni received the delegation from Dakhil region, and the meeting featured workshop focused on exchanging expertise in road and waste management issues. In his speech, Omar Hussein, president of the Regional Council of Tajura, especially praised the participation of women through the women's community groups in this innovative approach, saying empowering women is a remarkable achievement. He emphasized that involving women not only strengthens community ties but also plays a crucial role in the success of sustainable development projects. Mr. Hussein added that the close cooperation between local authorities, civil society, and international partners like UNICEF and IOM is key to creating lasting positive change in the region. He finally concluded by reaffirming the Council's commitment to expanding these inclusive initiatives to benefit more communities and improve the quality of life for all residents. For his side, Mahdi Hussein, president of the Regional Council of Dakhil, along with his team, presented the current management model in the Dakhil region, which is already showing positive results and could serve as a reference for other regions in the country. He described this exchange as an important step toward a better local governance and sustainable management of the urban environment. The Regional Customs Directorate of Arta region, in close cooperation with the Bureau Army Forces stationed in Ali Une, carried out a successful operation against smuggling. During this joint intervention, law enforcement officers seized 40 cartons of smuggled cigarettes. The illegal goods were immediately destroyed on site by the competent authorities in accordance with the current regulations. This operation highlights the effectiveness of cooperation between custom services and all armed forces, reflecting the authorities' determination to firmly combat all forms of illicit trafficking. Turning now to the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has put forward a ceasefire plan aimed at ending hostilities between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Hinda has more to tell us.
U.S. President Donald Trump has presented a ceasefire plan between Israel and the Hamas resistance movement, a multi-pronged initiative aimed at stabilizing a comprehensive truce in the Gaza Strip. The plan, already approved by Israel, provides for an immediate cessation of the hostility, the release of all hostages within 72 hours, and a gradual withdrawal of Israel forces from Gaza in exchange for the commitment to disarm or limit the movement's military arsenal under international supervision. For its part, the Hamas resistance movement indicates that it has not yet provided a definitive response, stating that it was studying the details of the proposals and the assertion of the feasibility before making any official decision.
At the United Nations General Assembly in New York, many developing countries express a deep frustration with the wealthy nations over delays in delivering climate finance, despite industrialized countries announced that they have finally reached the long promised goal of mobilizing $100 billion annually for climate mitigation. An adaptation project representative from the Global South argued this amount is insufficient and comes too late to address the climate emergency. Leaders from Africa, Asia, and Latin America highlighted that economic losses from climate disaster, floods, drought, and storm far exceed the pledged funds. Tropical storm Brialo kills 10 people, leaves 13 missing in the Philippines, over 400,000 evacuated. Details coming up.
In Manila, Philippine authorities announced today that tropical storm has left 10 deaths and 13 missing, while flooding and landslide have caused extensive damage to infrastructure and homes in several provinces. The storm, which made landfall in eastern Samar with the winds reaching approximately 110 km, caused massive power outage, collapsed road and bridge, but also destroyed many homes. Rescue teams continue their search for the missing, including several fishermen and castle residents.
In Indonesia, a school building in the country collapsed Monday afternoon as students gathered for prayers. Authorities confirmed one student dead and several injured, with 38 to 65 students still missing under the rubble. A rescue team, police, and the military are working tirelessly despite unstable conditions, using heavy machinery and improvised methods to reach survivors. The collapse occurred during an unauthorized expansion from 2 to 4 floors, likely overwhelming the old foundations. So that's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us and have a good night.